Hey there, and welcome. We're going to talk about something we all deal with, right? That big question, should you save your money for later, or should you spend it and enjoy life right now? Let's try to figure it out together.
All right, let's just jump right in. Picture this. You just got paid, that money hits your bank account. What's the very first thing you do? Seriously, in that first minute, are you already scrolling through a shopping app? Or is your first move to shuffle some of that cash into your savings? That first little action, it actually says a lot about your relationship with money.
So, let's get one thing straight. The goal here isn't about becoming some kind of super saver who never has any fun, and it's definitely not about being a big spender with zero plans for the future. The big idea, the real key, is finding that sweet spot, that happy, healthy balance between both.
And you know what? This is so much bigger than just dollars and cents. It's really a life question, isn't it? It's about feeling safe and secure about what's coming, but also feeling free enough to actually enjoy your life today. The whole point is to build a life where your money helps both the you of the future and the you of right now, without all that stress and guilt hanging over your head.
Okay, to make this whole thing a little easier to think about, we're going to use a couple of powerful pictures, metaphors. Sometimes thinking in pictures can totally change how you see things, and it makes these big ideas about saving and spending way easier to understand.
So, here's the first one. Let's start thinking about our savings, not as something that holds us back, but as a financial cushion. Yeah, like a big, comfy pillow. It's like a safety net you're building for yourself, one little choice at a time.
See how that changes everything? Saving isn't a punishment. It's a tool that gives you peace of mind. Because look, life gets messy, we all know that. And when it does, this cushion gives you that little bit of breathing room so you can think clearly instead of just panicking. It's a total stress reducer.
All right, our second metaphor is all about that conversation that happens inside your head the second you get paid. You know the one I'm talking about. It feels like there are two little characters on your shoulders, both whispering in your ear trying to tell you what to do.
And this is just perfect. On one shoulder, you've got the accountant, super logical, always thinking about the future, about being responsible. But on the other shoulder, you've got the party planner. This one is all about feelings, whispering, hey, you worked so hard, you totally deserve a treat. The real secret to all of this? It's learning to listen to both of them and not letting one voice shout down the other.
Okay, that's the big picture stuff. But let's get real. How does this whole balance thing actually work in our day-to-day lives? Let's walk through 3 super common situations where this save or spend question pops up. The daily coffee. It's the classic example, right? Is buying coffee every day a total waste of money? Well, here's the thing. The coffee itself is almost never the problem. It's all about the pattern. If that coffee is your one small joy that makes your day better and it fits in your budget, awesome, go for it. But if it's just one part of a bigger pattern of spending without thinking, that's when you might want to take a step back and look at the whole picture. Okay, what about a new phone when your old one is fine? Here's a brilliant little question to ask yourself before you make a big tech purchase. Is this a tool upgrade or is it a mood upgrade? A tool upgrade means your old phone is actually broken or it's slowing you down at work. But a mood upgrade? That's when you're just kind of bored and want that shiny new thing. Just pausing to ask that one question can help you figure out if it's a real need or just a want.
So, is it okay to splurge on a trip? Yes, 1,000 times yes. Spending money on experiences like travel can be one of the best things you do. But here's the key. It has to be meaningful to you. You've got to plan for it, and this is the big one, it can't cause you a ton of financial stress when you get back. You want great memories, not a monthly bill that makes you miserable.
All right, let's switch gears a bit. We're going to do a quick word tour of 5 key English phrases for talking about money. Think of these as new tools for your vocabulary. Knowing them will help you think more clearly about this stuff and talk about it with more confidence.
First up, impulse purchase. This is when you buy something all of a sudden, without any planning, just because you felt like it in that moment. Like when you say, I just wanted the store for milk, but yeah, these new shoes were a total impulse purchase.
Next, we have financial cushion. And hey, we've already met this one. It's that extra money you've saved up just for emergencies. You could say, having that small financial cushion really helped me stay calm when my car suddenly broke down.
Okay, discretionary spending. This is a great one. It's basically all the money you spend on wants, not needs, after you've paid all your important bills. It's your fun money. For example, most of my discretionary spending goes to my hobbies and eating out with friends.
Now, for a fun one, to splurge on. This just means you're choosing to spend a little more money than you normally would on something really special.
Like, for our anniversary, we decided to splurge on a really fancy dinner.
And finally, weigh the pros and cons. This one is so useful for everything in life. It just means you take a moment to think about the good things, the pros, and the bad things, the cons of a decision before you make it. For instance, before we buy something this expensive, we should probably weigh the pros and cons.
All right, let's talk about maybe the most important conversation you'll ever have about money. And it's not with a financial expert. It's the one you have with yourself. Seriously, the way you talk to yourself about your choices makes a huge difference. So often we have this harsh inner critic, right? It's the voice that screams, "Ugh, that was so irresponsible." But what if instead you try talking to yourself like a good friend would? A friend wouldn't judge you. They'd gently ask something like, "Hey, what does this purchase support in my life?" See the difference? It shifts you from feeling guilty and ashamed to being curious and just more aware. Okay, so now it is your turn. Let's take all of this and put it into practice. I've got a super simple, small win challenge for you, something you can start doing like right now to build a better relationship with your money.
This is it. This is the one thing to remember. Before you buy something you don't absolutely need, just pause. Seriously, for 5 seconds. That's it. And in that pause, ask yourself that kind friend-style question. What does this choice support in my life? It sounds so small, but I promise you, this one tiny habit can change everything. It helps you make sure your spending actually lines up with what you truly care about.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one last question to think about. What is one thing you never regret spending money on? Just think about it for a second. Is it books, travel, a hobby, maybe just spending quality time with people you love? Whatever your answer is, that tells you what you truly value. And that, right there, is the best guide you'll ever have for finding your own perfect balance. Thanks so much for joining me.